Look how they massacred my boy.
This dude looks like somebody that you would find working in a Foot Locker. He does not look like Elrond. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Drucifer720, and I just want to get this out of the way. I don't normally want to make videos like this on this channel. This is primarily a gaming type channel, but with that being said, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite fandoms, so I feel like I have to kind of throw my weight in on this one. Throw my hat into the ring, if you will. Lord of the Rings, both the book and the movies, they mean a lot to me. It's one of my favorite worlds, favorite fantasy worlds for sure, that's out there. And just to see the way that they are just butchering this wonderful world that Tolkien has created is just not something that's sitting right with me. Now, whether you're excited for it or not, that's neither here nor there. I'm just giving my take on it, and I'm going to show that a lot of other people are siding with me, whether you guys like that or not. I'll go ahead and show you that more as we get into it. So, what started all of this was the Super Bowl released a teaser trailer, or just a trailer, I guess, whatever you want to call it, of Lord of the Rings, the Power of the Rings, or something like that. Lord of the Rings on Prime, or the Rings of Power, I guess is what it's called. Yeah, this is on Twitter. I'm just going to go through a couple of these tweets. It doesn't look too bad if you look at it just on here on Twitter. You see 6,715 likes, 650 retweets, so on and so forth. But if you look in the comments, it's not looking too good. So at least this guy, Andrew, says, at least the movies are making sense, even with small changes. This show is not making any sense for what we've seen until now. Woke garbage. Have to agree. Then here we go, we got a meme. This is pretty funny. First they ruined Star Wars, then The Matrix, now death is knocking at Lord of the Rings door. There's only one small problem, Chief. And you guys can kind of start to see the problem where it's arising now. Yeah. So let's go ahead and head on over and show you guys the trailers. So here is the teaser trailer on Amazon Prime Video in the United Kingdom, and this is not looking good. This is double. This is more than 2-to-1 ratio dislike to like. That is not good. That is horrible. Because as I'm sure you guys have probably seen, Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, Rippa, all those guys' videos about this, and they've already gone over this a bunch of times. But this is not. This is like, this doesn't happen. Like, normally if people don't like something and it fails, like, say, The Last of Us Part 2, Star Wars, what was it? I'm not a Star Wars guy. It's what, The Force Awakens? Or is that the bad one? Or something about the... I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars guy. But I know that one of those was really, really bad. And it didn't... It had a 6-to-1 like to dislike ratio. So even that, like, that was... thought horrible by the fans even, had a 6-to-1 like to dislike ratios. So this, a double dislike, that's like unheard of. But this is the UK. We're going to go to the American one, or just the worldwide one, whatever you want to call it. And it is even right now. 98,000 likes to 98,000 dislikes. That is crazy. It's about to surpass in dislikes. And as you guys can see, almost 28 million views. The Lord of the Rings fandom is not okay with this, with what they've seen. And we'll get into why they're not okay with it before too long. But the general consensus is it's split down the middle. Either you love it or you hate it. And I think as more of the people come to find out what it's actually about, and that it's differing so much from Tolkien's, true vision that he had, what he wrote down in his books, it's just going to continue to get worse and worse. But we're going to go ahead and we'll kind of start with something a little more positive. This is going to be an article from Vanity Fair. And what I do have to say that's positive is this girl that's playing Galadriel, when she actually looks like Galadriel, she looks like really good for the part. I mean, she looks exactly how I think she should look. But it's really about the only positive thing I can really take away from this entire ordeal. As you're going to see, we're going to jump right into it. portraying Galadriel as this Ciri, almost like from Witcher type warrior, which, you know, I'm not a Lord of the Rings scholar by any means. I do have the books. The Hobbit, I don't know if you guys can see it. And I have the Lord of the Rings books. I mean, I'm not going to act like I've read every single word and I know every single little detail, minute detail, but I'd like to think that I have a decent understanding. Not once have I seen Galadriel portrayed as this. She is, you know, a warrior in her own right, but not like this. This is like a commander. This is more of like a Eowyn. She was the woman that went out into battle. That's more along the lines of like what she should be, not Galadriel. No, I'm sorry. Galadriel was, in her own way, amazing, but why would you make a character something they're not? Why even bother to make this series? It seems like they're just buying the series to degrade it and just make it... This is like Game of Thrones. This is not Lord of the Rings. You don't take an established IP and twist and turn everything for your own little agenda. I'm never going to understand that. And the race swap, I don't even think that's the biggest issue. I mean, to me, it makes no sense that you have a black elf and dwarf, but that's not even the biggest issue. Like I said, I don't understand it at all. And especially the fact that well, I guess both. One, the black elf doesn't have long hair like all elves have, and two, the black dwarf doesn't have a beard like all dwarves do. Doesn't make any sense. But the race thing, that's the least of my concern. I mean, of course, I'm not a fan of it. I think it should be exactly, you know, how it is from the book, and the book doesn't portray it like this. If they wanted to add some black characters in, they could have definitely put some humans in for sure. Why not? But you don't take established like characters or established races and do that to them. It doesn't make any sense. And I've seen the trailer, and I'm not the biggest. I don't like it. I'm gonna be honest. I watched it during the Super Bowl, and I didn't even know what it was until they were talking about the rings and Lord of the Rings. I didn't know anything about it. Aside from Galadriel, which is probably my biggest issue that I've seen, this is horrendous. This is not Elrond. This dude looks like somebody that you would find working in a Foot Locker. He does not look like Elrond. Here. This is what Elrond is supposed to look like. Half man, half elf. He is definitely the alpha male of the elves. And sorry, well, Galadriel, this is what she should look like. Clicked on the wrong one, my bad. But this is this is a joke. I know they're supposed to be younger, both Elrond and Galadriel, but that makes no sense in of itself, because after the age of 50, elves are like fully matured. Yeah, at the age of like 50, they're like fully grown, and that makes no sense because they're not that old during this time period. So they would be matured. Makes no sense. But again, I digress. That's not Elrond. He might be a really good actor, but he does not look the part. And if you don't look the part, it's going to be really hard to convince people, you know, that's who that is. Especially hardcore fans like the Lord of the Rings fans. I don't know. Then here we go. They're adding a forbidden relation. They're adding stuff that isn't even there. Again, which is why I don't understand why you don't make your own IP. But they know if they wrote these ideas up for their own show and all this, that it wouldn't succeed. Because nobody's going to want to watch it. Or, not nobody. Very few people in the grand scale, the grand scheme, are not going to want to watch that. They're tuning into this, if they do, because they love the Lord of the Rings and the lore and the characters and all that. But from what we've been seeing so far, it's not looking too good. Like I said, when I watched the trailer, I didn't notice anything that looked like Lord of the Rings. I think this is kind of just a sick, destruction of an IP. Because I know Mr. Tolkien would not stand for this. It's just really sickening what they're doing. But one positive thing I have before we end the video, they are making an animated series, an anime, on theonering.net. This site's it's not very good because they're kind of bought out by Amazon, and they're defending them and all that. But that's neither here nor there. This article is fine. It's just going over the series, the animated series or movie. I don't know which one it is. It's an animated thing regardless, and it actually looks pretty good. And that's coming from somebody that doesn't really care about anime. But yeah, this is going to follow the War of the Rohirrim, and as you can see, the concept art looks really, really good. I don't know like all the specific people that were in the movies, but there's some people from the movies that are in this that are helping with it, and some of the art directors and stuff like that. So it has a lot of the big names in that aspect that's getting people excited, and I honestly am going to give this a try for sure. I may give the series or the Rings of Power a try if I see anything that gets better, but it is not looking good at all up to this point. So with all that being said, I think this is going to be the end of the video. I think the rant is over. I just hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. This is just a fan of Tolkien and his work that doesn't want it to see it be desecrated on the screen, because if you're not going to at least put what he put in the book or close to it on the screen, there's no reason you should do it. They're just trying to push their own agenda, and it's really sad, honestly, because there's such a great world in the world of the Lord of the Rings Middle-earth, and I just want to see, the best things that can happen to it, but it doesn't look like that's happening with this series. And but at least we're gonna have this animated series, so that's one good thing. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy. I'm not really a YouTuber, I'm more of a Twitch streamer, but I just had to throw my hat in the ring, and yeah, I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace out.